88.5 Sofa FM is now 5 minutes moving up to the hour of 11 a.m. in Sofa St. Lucia and of course the Eastern Caribbean. And believe me when I say Thursdays are special features of house guests. And no other way to actually tie that in. Guess who's here with me this morning? We have our corporate communications and marketing manager in the person of Mrs. Lovely St. Amy Joseph. And she's basically here to speak with us on the various activities that has taken place in the communities for Jounen Kweyol and what is coming up this weekend. So please stay tuned as well as the excitement looming for SPL. This is an opportunity to introduce yourself formally to our listening audience, to all those of you who have joined us virtually as well. I say good morning. Thank you for gracing us here with your presence.
Hi, good morning. Bonjour, bonjour tout le monde. Thank you for having me. I know we're going to try to delve a little into the Creole, a little English. You know, we're a bilingual people, so we will try to reflect that today. Of course, as you heard, my name is Mrs. Lovely St. Amy Joseph. I am the Corporate Communications and Marketing Manager of the Sufa Regional Development Foundation. And it has been a pleasure throughout the month of October to ensure that people have information regarding the Creole Heritage Month activities. And as you know, we're approaching the grand finale. The pièce de résistance is going to happen on the 29th of October. And so we want to ensure that everybody is kept well abreast of what's happening.
Understanding Chateau Belay is gearing for the event Sakafet Vendredi, c'est ça?
Vendredi. A ça qui a pour d'ouvre dimanche.
Samedi.
So ça c'est
Samedi.
Vendredi c'est Friday.
Okay.
Not so early.
So samedi au soir, Chateau Belay, Kainio Gwaza fait.
So on Saturday, the 28th of October, Chateau Bel Air will be hosting the Food, Arts and Crafts Affair. So we're saying come down to the community from 6 a.m. Your Creole breakfast will be available. All the delicacies that you love, all your favorite foods, that will be on offer from 6 a.m. And they're continuing throughout the day with many live performances happening. We have MTX Band, Donaton, All Mix, Lyrical Taj, and Prado. That is happening, Chateau Bel Air Food, Arts and Craft Affair. And as you hear, lots of art and craft on display, demonstrations, exhibitions, all of that is happening in the community as we lead up to La Place Kweyol on the 29th. Now, on the 28th, we also have an activity at the Old Trafford complex. Our vendors are coming out, and I think it's going to be a very fierce competition for the most beautifully decorated tray. It's called Pli Belle Toi. Twe, I think is the correct word. Pli Belle Twe. So I think we have 5 vendors. They're going to come beautify their stalls, of course, with the Creole theme. They will have their little artifacts on display. And we're looking for creativity. The judges, at least, are looking for creativity. They're looking at how well they incorporate the aspects of Creole culture into their displays and their little mini exhibitions. So that is happening at the Old Trafford complex. 10 a.m. Saturday, the 28th of October. You don't want to miss that display of creativity by the vendors.
I think in all fairness, we have to commend the efforts of the Suffrage Jounen Kweyol Committee, trying the very best to inject that whole Creole aspect into the sub-communities as well, and giving everybody an opportunity for some economic benefit as well.
Oh, yes. I think the collaborations have been amazing to witness. What we saw was the activation of subcommittees within the various communities. So it was not just about having the Grand Jounen Kweyol activity at the Soufre Mini Stadium, but ensuring that every community had an opportunity to be part of the calendar of activities. And we saw that happen from the beginning. We were We had a centralized activity on the waterfront, which was the launch of Creole Heritage Month. And then we moved to the communities of Fongelib, Zeno, Fosse Jacques. We're moving to Chateau Bel Air before culminating at the Soufrière Mini Stadium. So bravo to every community, every subcommittee, of course, the central committee, chaired by Krishna St. Bryce. They have been working very hard and they continue to work very hard to ensure that we have a very, very fitting celebration on the 29th. But I think the communities have all brought something unique. I think it's one of the things about society. Every little pocket has its own little idiosyncrasies, its uniqueness. And I think we've seen that with the calendar of activities that has been hosted in the various communities. I was so pleased to see the display of talent by the young people in Fosse Jacques. And congratulations to Jounen Kweyol 2024, Alani Prosper. She captured the title. But it was just amazing to see young people have that appreciation for Creole. And I'm glad that it challenged them because I heard from a few of the participants that they were not very strong in speaking Creole. And their participation in the pageant ensured that they had to learn the Creole. And I'm so pleased with that they now have a better understanding and better appreciation of the language. So again, hats off to all of the various subcommittees who have put their best foot forward. And what we want to see is an amalgamation of all of those talents, all of that expertise for the 29th.
From the standpoint of the corporate communications manager, we've heard the cries of persons saying the culture has been lost. And we in the media fraternity, this is where persons would actually want to challenge us in terms of what are you guys doing in terms of educating and putting it out there for persons to embrace. We can make the difference.
It's true. I often hear people lament what they believe is the degradation of Creole culture, or that people have forgotten the Creole culture. And I always counter that argument by saying, rather than simply focusing on the challenges, let us look at solutions. Let us look at how we move forward. And I think that I can confidently say that we have come a long way. I think through efforts of agencies like the Folk Research Center, the Cultural Development Foundation, the government of St. Lucia, we are seeing a more concerted effort to show that level of appreciation for the Creole language. Right now, you can go to the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and actually take a course in Kweyol. We are seeing our young people embracing the language more than they used to. There used to be such a negative connotation associated to speaking Creole. I think we have done a lot of work in terms of changing societal attitudes towards the Creole language. So yes, we have a long way to go. There's no disputing that. We need to ensure that it's on the curriculum. We have to formalize it in terms of our Ministry of Education, our various institutions, whether it's the home, the church. It would be beautiful to see, these things happening on a regular basis. You have your, not just for the celebration of Creole Heritage Month, but that you could go to any event, any institution, and really hear Creole being spoken on a regular basis. So yes, we have a long way to go, but I dare say that we have come a long way, and it is now the responsibility of each and every person to look at the solutions and how do we consolidate the gains that we have made and take it even further. Oftentimes we exclude ourselves from the solution. We always believe that it is somebody else's responsibility to fix whatever we view as being wrong or being lacking, but we have a part to play in the solution. So whether it's in our homes, whether it's in the schools, whether it's in the churches, all of us have to do our part to ensure that that appreciation for our cultural heritage is there and that it is passed on from generation to generation.
Rightfully so. Even discussions have been engaged in where persons are saying it is really sad as well why we sit and wait for that great observance in October, where throughout the months, even leading up to that, we can have a lot of activities to echo in that whole Creole sentiments. And I agree with the various, pleas that are being made.
I agree. And I think Sufra is certainly doing its part. There's so much to learn as it relates to the history and the cultural traditions within Sufra. So I was very pleased when Forge Lib hosted its activity and it was History of the Free People. And you saw that. That effort to ensure that it was not just about entertainment, but that there was an aspect of edutainment, that there's an educational component, and of course, there's the entertainment component. Again, I know the committee is working very hard to ensure that it is a cultural celebration that is fitting for the 29th. So, of course, there will be the entertainment. Of course, there will be the food. You will have a great time. But that aspect of learning things about the Creole culture, learning about the history of Soufre, being part of the demonstrations, maybe playing a game that you never knew, viewing a house as it was before, some of the artifacts, all of that. I know that element is being infused into all of the celebrations and across the board because Folk Research Center has that mandate to ensure the longevity, the preservation, the continuation of the culture, and they are also very much heavily involved in the execution of Creole Heritage Month in all of the host communities. So it is very much a strong partnership between Folk Research Center, the committees in the various communities, and of course, Events St. Lucia.
Coming Sunday, what do you anticipate?
Oh, Sunday, I anticipate
Where will you be actually?
I anticipate an influx of visitors to Soufre. I know that the residents of Soufre will come out to be part of the celebrations, but I'm also anticipating quite an influx of people into Soufre because Soufre really has earned its reputation as, I would dare say, the events capital of St. Lucia right now. I think, and I keep saying this all the time because I believe it and I stand by it. Soufre has a very distinctive flair. There's just a signature style to how Soufre puts on events. And I think many people recognize that and they appreciate it. They appreciate the vibe. They love coming to Soufre, the view, the people, just the overall vibe. So for those reasons, I am expecting a large influx of people into Soufre. And I know that the demonstrations, the activities, the performances will all be a fitting celebration. So we're starting off from 6 a.m. Soufre Action Theatre, we all know that they have an immense love and appreciation for the culture, and that is always demonstrated and displayed in their performances. So they will be starting things off with the La Seminal on Sunday at Soufre Mini Stadium, which we have dubbed La Place Kweyol. So Soufre Action Theatre begins the activities, and right through we have entertainment, we have various demonstrations, we have a children's corner where they can participate in all of the games, we have various demonstrations happening, and there will be a little surprise at the entrance. I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but come on down to Soufre. Ensure that you're at the Soufre Mini Stadium on Friday, the 29th of October. It will be an experience to remember.
Thank you so much for that. And the action doesn't stop here. We're carrying it on into November 4th with a Kudme exercise. And a lot of us, when it comes to the self-help culture, we have actually lost that. So this is where the Honorable Member of Parliament is actually calling on community members, group members, individuals to really come out, whether it's tree planting, painting, or actually just reaching out. Performing a good deed, helping your neighbor, it can go a long way and it can help just rekindle the whole aspect of Creole.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to revive the spirit of volunteerism in our communities. I think over the years, we've really seen that die. Unfortunately, we get it. We know times are tough. Everybody is trying to earn a dollar. But there really are times when, as a society, we must come together collectively for the good of our communities, for the overall good of society. And Kudme Sufia is an opportunity to do that. I think it also sets a powerful example for our young people. So I would love to see people who are already perhaps involved in community groups. You might be in a church group, you might be in a community group, you might be part of a mothers and fathers group. Here is an opportunity to get your children involved, to get youth involved as well, because we want them to see those examples of people getting involved in their community and getting it done. We do not always have to wait on an external party to do things. There are things that are within our power to do to make a positive contribution to our community. So I think this is a great opportunity for not just community groups, but for families to come together and help in the successful execution of Kudme Sufuye, whether it's like you mentioned, the tree planting, painting the cemetery, whatever it is, let's get involved, let's band together, and let's, as I said, provide that powerful demonstration to our younger generations of what community mobilization and community action looks like.
Well, indeed, as it's fitting with the theme, Wasin Pepla, Kweyola vive un soufouye. That is the main aspect of it. Kweyola vive un soufouye, anu chen kilte Kweyola. That's, I was trying with that part.
And nous chen ki le ti Kweyol vive. Oui, ek nou ka evite tout moun desan, vini célébrer moi héritage Kweyol an soufouye, mene fami ou, mene jou, tout moun, nou ka célébrer, nou ka ni musique, nou ka ni manger, nou ka ni jouer, tout ça ou ka brise pour bien celebrate Jounen Kweyol ou kay join soufouye. We have groups like Silver Shadow. They are going to put on a very intricate performance, demonstration of Creole culture. I'm so looking forward to that. We know the standard, we know the quality. Super Action Theatre, of course, we know they're going to give us something that's entertaining but also thought-provoking, as they always do. So I cannot wait to see that. We also have Future Lights, we have Lapo Kabuit, we have Tambu Mele, and there will be a clash of the flower festivals on that day. So, you know, maybe we can be shotwells, Cabrina. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
We can
for
be
sure, yes.
shotwells. Maybe, you know, go into La Rose or La Marguerite. What was it
How
that's
do
their
you say it? How
song?
do you try it?
One Logiweyo. We'll polish off the vocals.
I don't know if it's sensing, but in my head I'm hearing, my laddie, why,
Why
my
encore,
laddie, why,
là où t'en yo pas bien,
why,
c'est pas moi yo parler.
why,
Là où t'en yo pas bien.
why?
Yeah, so we're looking
Mama
forward.
Sensen was your from.
We are looking forward to that clash of the flower festivals. If you support La Marguerite, if you support La Rose, listen, come on out and let's have like a nice, friendly clash. Let me tell you, folks, we must enjoy what makes us uniquely St. Lucian. We must enjoy our culture. Things are hard. People may be going through, you know, their personal issues. It's just an opportunity to go back to a simpler time, you know, where we had that Kudme spirit, we had that spirit of togetherness. It's time to show appreciation and love for the culture. So we are going to see you at La Place Kweyol Sunday, 29th October. I'm looking forward to the fashion. I'm looking forward to the madras. I know there's been debate about the African prince, and I think at one point the shiki and all of that. I like to look at Creole culture as an amalgamation of all of those influences, African, Indian, European, as we see with the flower festivals and all of that. So I'm excited about the range of fashion that I know we're going to see at La Place Kweyol on Sunday. Overall, I'm excited. Everybody should be excited. Soufrière is the place to be.
And with all that enthusiasm, permit me to ask you, what are you looking forward to the most in terms of the delicacies?
Ooh, I love a
I love the cocoa
pemi.
tea.
I love a pemi. I love a pemi. I love a
I
pemi.
don't. Cocoa tea, roast bakes, smoked herring, cucumber, avocado. That's it for me.
Oh, I'm not a fan of the smoked herring. I don't know if it's because I'm a migraine sufferer. Something about the smell. But saltfish. Whew, yes, and the pemi. I think that's my overall favorite. It's pemi for me. If I get one pemi on Jounen Kweyol, I will be fine. I will be in heaven. It's the pemi for me.
I don't like it at all.
What is it the consistency that you don't like?
I don't know. I find it to be a bit harsh to my taste buds. And
Because some people they put in pumpkin in it. I like it. I like it with pumpkin.
Oh,
pumpkin
with
in there.
pumpkin.
Pumpkin, and then you put in the yellow corn, the
The
cornmeal,
cornmeal.
and everything. But some person just do that.
Oh, I think it's too flat.
Yeah, you know you have to find the right person to make it, and that's what I know.
Brazilians are really good in.
Let me
in
tell
doing
you,
that.
and no, Soufrière is going to come good on Sunday. Listen. Our culinary experts, our cooks, our vendors who are going to have those stalls. Let me tell you, you're not going to have space in your stomach to eat come Sunday. And a little black pudding too. I forgot my black pudding. I know it's people are very divided on black pudding. Some people are like, oh, it's just disgusting. But whoo, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I won't eat the maniku for anybody.
No, not at all. But
I'm not
pudding is interesting.
I hold off on the maniku, but the black pudding, the pemi, oh, atila mowi, biedu.
So, in other words, we're saying get down there with an empty stomach. There will be more than enough to satisfy
yes, more
your
than
taste
enough.
buds. And showing all the love to Jounen Kweyol would not have been reminiscent of us if we do not reach out to SPL Soufrière Stumpers. We love you guys as well.
This is why I tell you nobody does it like Soufrière. Soufrière is it's the events capital. There's so much happening. There's so much to be excited about. Soufrière Regional Development Foundation has acquired a cricket team. So we have the SRDF Soufrière Stumpers. They have been successful in making it to the semi-finals, and they are playing tomorrow at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. Semi-finals. Listen, we've just been celebrating our Black Heart Football Championship, and I'm really confident that we can do this again in the sport of cricket. Lovely cricket. Our guys have the determination, they have the talent, but they need the support. So I really want to encourage residents of Soufrière, not just residents of Soufrière, any supporter of youth, any supporter of sports, please head on to Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds for that semi-final match. SRDF Soufrière Stumpers, they're playing the Grizzly team. Go team, go. We believe in you. Shout out to the team manager, Keitha Prosper. Shout out to the team captain, Shania Mesme. Shout out to all of the talented players. We believe in you. We're behind you. And that Friday is also my son's birthday. So hopefully that brings them some luck. Go team, go.
It will definitely bring them some luck. 18 minutes after the hour, I am really happy when it comes to our organization and the thrust, especially when it comes to developing talent in Soufrière. We do not only speak to the sporting arena, but we speak to the cultural aspect of it. We speak of rehabilitation, infrastructure, even with what's happening at Palmis as well with housing for persons, the vulnerable. We saw what happened in Fort Jacques, and a lot of things seems to be happening in Soufrière. And soon or later, who knows, Soufrière might just be the new capital like it was.
Yes, it's all part of our mandate. It's quite extensive. Our work program is extensive. And also, You're hearing it here first. Soon, look out for our corporate magazine, which is going to give you a comprehensive rundown of all of the milestones and achievements of Soufrière Regional Development Foundation. There really is a lot of work that has happened on the ground, a lot of community development, a lot of support for beneficial initiatives, extending existing initiatives as well. So look forward to that very soon, the SRDF Corporate Magazine.
Any other talking points you may want to leave with the listening audience, your sentiments?
I just want to end by extending yet another invitation to everyone to participate in the upcoming activities. It's the grand finale of Creole Heritage Month in Soufrière, Saturday, the 28th of October, Chateau Bel Air. Food, arts, and crafts affair, breakfast available from 6 a.m., a number of live performances. We also have the decoration of the trays by vendors. That's a competition happening at the Old Trafford complex from 10 a.m. And of course, the grand finale, La Place Kweyol, it's happening at Soufrière Mini Stadium from 6 a.m. right up until 8 p.m. Soufrière is the place to be for Creole Heritage Month. And there's so much to do, so much to see. Get a bath at the Sulphur Springs, hike Gopi Tour, stay at one of our Airbnbs, stay at one of our world-renowned properties. Soufrière is the place to be.
With that being said, I have nothing more to say but the time check. 20 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface and Lucia, and of course the Eastern Caribbean. It has been a great pleasure to have you in our midst. Corporate
you.
Communications and Marketing Manager, Mrs. Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thursday's edition of House Guests, nice and sweet. Again, my peeps, tell a friend, bring a friend, nowhere else to be. Done. Soufrière, the mecca of tourism.